Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach, YouTube's favorite virgin coming at you. Speaking of YouTube's favorite virgins, Edge. Yeah, what up, everybody? WWE Payback. This is the live highlights and review. I'm going over the results of the pay-per-view. All in all, I thought this was honestly a very good show. I didn't throw my money down for this show, but if I would have, I definitely feel like I would have got my money's worth. This is definitely a DVD that I think is going to be in most DVD collectors' collection for a long time. Lots and lots of big stuff. The World Heavyweight Championship turn, going to be something that you're going to remember. The return of CM Punk, that even might be some sort of a turn as well coming out of that match. And then also these 3 stages of hell match is a match that I think a lot of people are going to want to get their hands on. Like I said, it wasn't the best wrestling we could look forward to, but these guys were going to hit each other with everything in the book they had. John Cena and Ryback went out and gave us one hell of a match, and that's something that's going to be remembered for a long, long time. As always, WWE starts off with a pre-show match. I don't know how to watch this on my phone, so I didn't watch this match. Sheamus and Damian Sandow. I read the results just a minute ago, and I honestly don't even remember what happened. But I heard that it was I read it was a good match, and I don't know if you care about that match, go watch it on YouTube because it's still going to be up there for you. First match, the opener of the night, was the Intercontinental Championship match. Wade Barrett, The Miz, and Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel won the Intercontinental Championship, and he won it he won it clean. I mean, like, he didn't cheat, he didn't bend the rules at all in a finish that I've honestly never seen before. Honestly, I've seen somebody locked in the figure 4 before, but then like another heel kicks him and beats him down, inflict more pain on him. But simply, Curtis Axel was outside of the ring. The Miz slapped the figure 4 on Wade Barrett right there in the middle of the ring, and instead of waiting for him to either kick out or submit, right before the submission, Axel covered up Wade Barrett for the 1-2-3. Miz had it locked in, trying to get the submission, but with the 3 count, they both came close to the end. But at the end, Curtis Axel got his hand raised. They were really pushing the fact that it was Father's Day and that he'd won the same title that Mr. Perfect had made so famous back in 1990 and 1991. We all knew this was coming, basically. In my opinion, the only thing is I hope they're not putting it with Triple H, because I hate it when guys wrestle these mid-card champions and the championship isn't on the line, because it just shows you how much these belts really don't matter. From there, we went to our Divas match, Caitlyn versus AJ Lee for the Divas title. This was the match that had another title change. In back-to-back matches, you had AJ beating Caitlyn by submission in the middle of the ring. Caitlyn had this match won. She took too long to make the cover, instead blowing a kiss at AJ, who was down on the mat. That left enough time for her to sort of recover. It was a 2 count for the victory. AJ was able to lock in her, I don't know what the hell they call that thing, but it's one of the best looking submissions there is in wrestling, and plus it's because it's AJ and the way they bend the chicks around. It's always a great shot when they're doing it. I think everybody has seen the shot of her locking it in, and then the English chick, an English chick tapping out, slapping AJ's ass, trying to get the ref to get her to break the hold. Real good stuff. Wasn't the I mean, it was probably the best match they've had for chicks in a long time. If you haven't watched the Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell from Slammiversary, in that match, they just beat the hell out of each other. That was the last man standing match, and that one that's honestly for Divas fans is gonna be one that's remembered for a long time. I guess that's to be knockout fans if you're talking about them. Dean Ambrose beat Kane by the U.S. title. This was an awesome way for them to do this. Of course, the Shield, they did lose on SmackDown, but the Shield never really loses. Once you saw the size difference between when Ambrose and Kane were inside the ring, you knew it was going to be hard for Ambrose to pull this one off in one-on-one. I'm awfully glad that they didn't do a disqualification finish for this match. I thought this was pretty cool. Ambrose gave his DDT on Kane outside of the ring, and he rolled up inside the ring before the 10 count, so Ambrose got his hand raised, got the win by count out. More than likely, I would guess Kane's going to get a rematch from this, so we'll have to see what's going on. But I think everybody wants to see the Shield wrapped up in the Money in the Bank match, maybe, where they can pair up. I guess there's normally 6 guys in there. Sometimes they put 8 guys, but I mean, if they can have the numbers advantage, where they're basically fighting 3 other guys, I think that would be a very, very good story. That's what I'm looking for when they start setting up these Money in the Bank matches. Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio beat the holy hell out of Dolph Ziggler. Just didn't want to lev up. The only match that I can compare this to, but I don't really want to compare it to it, is a double turn from Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart at WrestleMania. Those guys, just people wanted to love Stone Cold Steve Austin because he wouldn't quit in the match and gave his determination, and he just, no matter how much Bret Hart inflicted pain on him, he wasn't going to be able to say I quit, and that's what made people fall in love with him. And at the same time, they thought Bret Hart, the guy who they walked into that match loving, just basically he wouldn't release the hold from Stone Cold Steve Austin, even though the match had ended. They wanted to hate him from there on out. But after the match, Del Rio was the champion. He tried to give it to the fans, like, this is what I give to you guys. I come out here every single night, and I give you everything I have. The Chicago fans didn't want anything of it. They probably didn't want anything of him, honestly, before that. But everybody wanted to boo him out of the building. How it gets weird from here is everybody really wanted AJ to win the title around WrestleMania. So AJ would have the title, Dolph Ziggler would have the championship, and they would sort of be like the perfect couple, almost like Triple H and Stephanie from back in the day in the Attitude Era, where they were in control of both things, the men's wrestling and women's wrestling. Sort of like how the Shield has all the titles right now. It makes you look really, really dominant. Now AJ is your women's champion. Dolph Ziggler is not your world heavyweight champion anymore, and it looks like he's having a face turn. You can't really have a face turn with the whole group because of the way AJ and Caitlyn was set up, with Big E coming out and duping Caitlyn, and that's what makes her, really flip out. Unless you're turning Caitlyn heel, then you're basically just flipping the whole roster upside down with everybody doing that. How you're going to make Big E lovable after this, I have no clue, but they're doing some weird shit with everybody that's involved in that match, you know what I'm saying? From there, we went to CM Punk versus Chris Jericho, which was honestly the match of the night. Freaking 88 was the winner of the match contest about picking how long this match was going to be. I honestly didn't think it was going to go as long as it did. If you can pick at it, you notice they didn't play any of those pre-match promos or anything like that. They just wanted to go out there and have a real wrestling match. It looked like Punk was beat a few times. Chris Jericho gave him everything in the world that he had him, but it was go to sleep time. CM Punk wasn't going to be held down in Chicago. He won the match, but even when you watch this match back tonight on YouTube or Daily Motion, however you're going to find it, this match had some weird shit in it too as well, with Jericho sort of playing heel on this. So not as blatant as it was, but maybe this is just one match and Jericho just wanted to pull it all out to get there. But maybe this is the start of CM Punk maybe turning the babyface, which I am really fearing and not wanting to see at all. From there we went to the tag title match, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, aka The Shield, going up against the weird team of Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. No, we did not get a heel turn from one of these guys yet. Again, Randy Orton did walk out after losing this match on Daniel Bryan. The only real mega power-ish thing that you can really pick out of this match is that Daniel Bryan went to do his flying goat face thing outside the ring, where he nails the Shield every time. This time, the Shield wised up. They've been hit by this too many times, and I believe it was Reigns shoved Rollins out of the way, and he flew right into Randy Orton, and it was on from there. I keep just wanting to see the flat-out RKO that we saw on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. That's really all we need from Randy right here. Then we went to the 3 Falls match. John Cena and Ryback in the 3 stages of hell. Basically comes down to it, these guys beat the hell out of each other. Cena won by giving him the attitude adjustment through the top of the ambulance, landing himself down in the back. Ryback took one hell of a bump. You got to give it to that guy. It's going to be remembered for a long time. Reminds me a lot of John Cena versus Batista over the limit in their last man standing match, when he did the FU off the top of the car through the stage, and Batista, I think that was the last week. No, he came back on Raw the next night, and then we never saw him again. So we'll have to see what happens on Monday. I don't really know what they're doing with anything right now, but RVD's coming back, and we'll see when we get to see him again. Peace out.